20-1.
David and I are in the paddock for the Racing Post Henry VIII Novices Chase, a Grade 1 over virtually 2 miles, and we're starting by looking at number 3, Maracuja, the recent Cheltenham winner.
Yeah, an athletic sort who was well behind Altior and Charbel as a hurdler, but he's the type to do significantly better as a chaser, and he's already making strides towards that with his 2 wins so far. He's likely to go off pretty hard here, you would think, and it'll be a good test of jumping for those who try and go with him.
The next horse, the one following him, is number 1, Altior, the impressive winner of the Supreme Novices Hurdle at the Cheltenham Festival last season, and he made a good debut over fences at Kempton last time in a match.
He did. The way he won the Supreme suggested he might be a champion hurdle or an Arkle horse. They've gone the chasing route. That was a good start at Kempton. Admittedly, he had to make his own running, but he jumped really well in the main. He's a really exciting horse.
He's followed by number 4, who was late into the paddock. This is Max Ward, number 4.
Difficult form to weigh up last time, but it was a good piece.
Front runner will lead them forward for the Racing Post Henry VIII, and they're off for the first of our 2 Grade 1 races of the afternoon at Sandown Park. The Racing Post Henry VIII Novices Chase, and Maracuja, who wears his heart on his sleeve, goes out in front and he leads them over the first. Charbel just hit the top of the first fence. He's now 3 lengths off the leader. Altior, the long odds on favourite, nicely settled in 3rd position, and Max Ward is last the quartet as they come up towards the open ditch. Maracuja, he really jumps it well. The one who gave that plenty of daylight was Altior, and he now just drops back around about 4 to 5 lengths off the leader, Maracuja, as they come up past us now with a circuit ahead of them in the Grade 1 Henry VIII, and the leader is Maracuja. Perfect 2 out of 2 over fences. To the other 3 who've won on their sole start over the bigger obstacles. Charbel racing in 2nd, 2.5 lengths away, Altior, the Supreme Novice Hurdle winner at the last festival, and still the back marker is Max Ward. So they've reached the top of the hill. They turn now down towards the Moor Lane fence taken on the descent, and it's Maracuja bidding to give his trainer Paul Nicholls a record 7th win in the Henry VIII, and he leads now in the hands of Sam Twiston-Davies by a length and a half. Charbel's racing in 2nd place. Altior is in 3rd, and Max Ward still last the quartet as they come into the wings of fence number 3. Maracuja led by 2, or safely over. Altior not quite as quick in the air as the others, but certainly no semblance of an error as they make the turn now to face up to this famous line of 7 fences down the Sandown back straight, which of course finish with the railway fences. Maracuja comes towards the 4th, attacks it well to Charbel, who gets to within 3 parts of a length in 2nd. Now there's 4 lengths back to Altior, quickly over the next, and Maracuja almost stood outside the wings. He really came out of Sam Twiston-Davies's hands there. Quickly on now towards the open ditch. Maracuja by a neck, Charbel towards the outside, and now Altior gets to within 3 lengths of the first 2, and now there's a break of 5 lengths to the back marker Max Ward. Midway down the back straight is the water jump. Maracuja, this time he gets in a little tight, and he just wrapped that water jump. Now he's only leading by a neck to Charbel towards his outside. Altior now just 2 lengths to find on the leading duo. Still going well for Noel Feely. Now the first of the railways. Maracuja got in a little deep. Charbel more fluent on the outside. Altior still swinging on the bit. Going now towards the middle one of the railways. Charbel hustled into that to try and press Maracuja's jumping. On now towards 4 out, the final railway. Maracuja really pinpoint accurate. Charbel towards his outside. Altior still waited with. He's 2.5 lengths off the dueling leaders, and now 5 back to Max Ward. And so these 4 novices make the turn with 3 more to take in the 2016 running of the Racing Post Henry VIII Novices Chase, and it is Maracuja who still leads. Charbel towards his outside is in 2nd. Altior in 3rd, and for the first time Noel Feely now just changes his hands and asks him to go and close on the leading duo, and Max Ward still is only 3 lengths away, last of the 4. Here's the pond fence, it's 3 out. Maracuja asked to attack it, but he wraps it around the outside. Charbel, Altior still appears to be swinging on their heels as Charbel and David Bass now go for home. It's Altior who now swings wide to take 2nd. Maracuja back to 3rd, over 2 out. Charbel led there by a length and a half to Altior in 2nd. Maracuja is in 3rd, held Max Ward it would appear as they race on now towards the 13th and final fence. Charbel and Dave Bass have got a lead of just over a length. Altior towards the near side was spring-heeled. He was quicker, slicker in the air, and that could prove decisive as Altior is now powering up the Sandown Hill to take the 29th running of the Henry VIII. It's a fourth win in the race for Nicky Henderson, and Altior is a perfect 2 out of 2 over fences. Charbel is in second, and up for third was Max Ward.
Altior has won the Racing Post Henry VIII Novices Chase, and Noel Feely and Nicky Henderson, a fourth success for Nicky Henderson, his first since Captain Coleman in 2012, and Altior's returned the 2-7 favourite. Second was Charbel, who put up a fight and jumped really nicely for David Bass and Kim Bailey. Third was Max Ward, and fourth Maracuja. Well, David, he's won it nicely, and his jumping got a lot better in the early stages. He was a bit big, and he guessed at the 4.
Second time over fences. Little bit like Thistlecrack, second time over fences at Cheltenham, but the way that he's won it in the end, I mean, he's stamped his class on the race, and there's no doubt that he's got the ability to go right to the top as a novice chaser if those little errors that we had in the early stages, the big jump, I mean, the fact that he jumped well in the latter stages of the race, I think is really encouraging. The turn of foot that he's got is devastating at the end. Charbel's got no response to that, and Altior's won it really impressively, but there is work to be done with his jumping.
There is. It's just his second start, and this is the first time he's been in a proper race, actually.
Yes, so we learnt a few things about him today, that he can